their coach Bobby did a much better job getting his guys ready to go than I did. And they out-coached us, they outplayed us, they out-executed us, they out-energied us. But that's really sports. And like I told our guys, man, you got to be willing to risk a little bit in life sometimes if you want to feel the highs, but then sometimes you're going to feel the lows. So today was tough in a lot of accounts. We've been playing hard and playing really scrappy and maybe not as clean as we want, but give them a lot of credit. They got off the plane and came over here and out everything us really.
Their quarterback's good, isn't he? I mean,
He did a great job.
Before, yeah.
He really did. We knew he's very competitive. He can run, throws well on the run. I think what he did today to some degree, obviously, is what's bugged him a little bit in the past is turning it over.
Right.
And he didn't turn it over. But extremely fast and made us look silly in the open field at times. Was able to beat us around the edge. But you could really sense his competitive fire. And you got to admire that, really, in a kid. And he struggled a little bit last year against us, and I give him a lot of credit for coming back and playing like he did.
Any
Good
update with Jared? You saw
What's that?
Nate Harrell. Jared leaves. It looks like he got hurt.
Yeah, he's had a toe that's been bugging him, and then he had another contusion a little bit. It's kind of a combination of both. I mean, he was a little bit limited this week in practice, but yeah, that's football. Got to next man up.
Do we had a veteran group. You anticipate a bounce back and all is good?
Oh, these guys are great.
Yeah.
They are. So I told him the old guy will have his horns out a little bit. This guy will have his horns. But this guy will have his horns out too. And it'll be good. It'll be a good lesson for us, really, in building. And you hate these things, but hardly ever when you first learn how to fly a kite did you just get it up in the air and it just goes the whole time. I mean, you got to lose a kite in the electrical lines and tree and line break and it blow off to the other part a few times before you kind of figure out exactly what you're supposed to be doing with that thing. So really in the first time in my 2.5 years here, I mean, that was kind of the first time really I just felt like we got out coached, we got out energy, we got out executed, we got out desired, so that'll provide a little bit of zeal. And the other thing is too, it's interesting for these guys, I think, to understand wearing the target on your back. And hey, when you go win the championship, every team and every staff that plays you, they're going to go research the heck out of you, figure out how to stop you, study your film. I mean, they're gearing up for you. And we kind of do the same thing too on teams. There are teams you're kind of going, okay, we got to beat this team, or we need to do better against this team. And sometimes you spend your whole off season. I mean, this guy here's been so prolific. I mean, every guy in our conference is going, hey, we got to figure out how to stop Jake Mayer. So he's getting different looks, or a variety of looks, or things that we don't always see, and we just need to be able to adapt and adjust. And so it was kind of good learning for us. I mean, it was probably the first time this had happened, like I said. I mean, really, right? What are you guys saying? So I think it's kind of a blip on the radar screen. But like I told them, our schedule's really tough, and now we got to get on a plane and go back to North Dakota again, and 64 guys this time instead of 70. But they'll come back, and they'll come back with a little more resolve.
It seemed like every time you guys would move the chains, there would be a penalty to sort of negate it. How do you correct that?
Frustrating for sure. I think we just got to continue to work on it. I'm not really into the whole take a guy out in the parking lot and make him push the VW bug up and down the parking lot because he commits a penalty. I think a lot of it just comes from discipline and everything you do and attention to detail. And some of them are a little off, but some of them just got to be a little more disciplined for sure.
I don't know if you can find a VW bug out there.
Bob's got one. You got one, Bob?
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Jake, you guys.
4 daughters, you gotta have a VW.
Exactly. You guys are certainly encouraged. I mean, this is football and sports. You're going to get tagged every once in a while. How do you guys feel? How do you approach it as a leader?
Well, as a leader, this is 100% on me. I mean, I'm a leader of this team, and Where I go, this team goes, and I understand that. So, whatever we got to do to prepare better and make sure we practice better and make sure that the 11 guys that are on the field with me are executing, that falls on me ultimately. And I know Coach Hawk will take credit for that, and some of the other leaders on this team. But when everything goes well and you score 50 points and you win, everybody tells you how great you are. And then when stuff like this happens, you got to understand that you got to own it because you own the 50 points and you own the wins. So this is 100% on me. I have no problem taking that. We got to be more disciplined. We keep turning the ball over. We keep getting penalties in big situations. We have 7 games left, and every one of those games is very winnable. And it starts with flying back to North Dakota and playing better. I got together with the offense throughout the game, just told them, hey, regardless of what happens in these games, we can't do this to ourselves. We can't penalize ourselves because the teams that you're playing are already good enough. They already make it hard enough. So
Last year, you guys were sort of in a similar situation where you were down going into half and you came back and scored 60-plus points to win the game. Were you guys sort of hoping that, hey, history may repeat itself and coming out of the half?
we weren't really focused on that. You can't think about that. I don't think that's a good way to think. I just felt like we were trying to tread water there, and our head wasn't in a good place. And again, that's on me. And we got to rally that thing together and focus on the right things and do what we've been doing. We had a great week of practice. I thought we practiced well. I thought our Friday fast through was great tempo, good execution. But no, that didn't cross my mind at all, or our guys' mind. We need to think about now. We are here. We got to live in the moment a little bit more, understand what's in front of us, and then ultimately forget about what happened in the past.
So talk about what the Montana defense presented to you.
They presented what I thought they were going to present. They love what they do. They fly around the ball. They play with great effort. They play man. They play their Tampa 2. They bring their pressures on third down. It's all on us, man. I'm telling you, it's on us. We got to execute better. We got to play better. We got to buy into each other more, trust each other more. Some of those uncharacteristic mistakes that you guys have seen for the past 5 weeks, it's all us. So we just got to execute.
Aaron, could you kind of speak to some of the issues you guys faced on defense, where it went wrong for you guys?
Football's not a complicated game. I really think it came down to tackling was the biggest thing. Their quarterback did a great job of creating on the run and everything like that. Even in their run game with the running backs, they were pounding us, and we couldn't tackle. We were in position, I think, the majority of the plays to stop the run for a short gain or for a minimal gain, and we just couldn't make the tackles and make the plays. That's what I really think it was.
Any more questions for Dan Hawkins before we move on here?
I'll stay up there.
Sure. Okay.
What was the biggest progress that you saw out of Snead compared to when you guys faced him last year?
He's always been, even last year, this year, he's always been a really good quarterback. I think last year he just struggled with turning the ball over, and we were able to get home on pressures a lot more and, force him into bad mistakes, force him to clutch and, not really know what to do with the ball. And I think this year he just did a great job of, commanding the offense. He played a really, really well game overall. And, yeah.
Dan, anything at all that Montana did that surprised you? Obviously they moved the ball, but anything they did defensively or offensively that surprised you?
Not necessarily. I think they've tried to play a little softer than they normally did, played more too high kinds of things. They saw North Dakota State play Tampa, and Tampa's kind of 2 safeties and a whole player there, and played a little softer in terms of some of that stuff, which they did differently. But they really just out-efforted us, out-executioned us. shoot, the first drive, we got, maybe we get a first down, but we have, a couple penalties going on. You got to, these guys are good teams. They're well coached. You got to make plays, and you got to. No, we knew their quarterback could run. We knew they liked the quarterback run game. We knew he was dangerous out on the hoof, and I think formationally and what they were doing, our guys kind of had an idea. And like Dunk said, we needed to tackle a little bit better at times. And, but they made plays. I mean, 16 made a couple of really good plays. Yeah, I tell these guys, man, that's sports. You can't deny that. You tip your hat and say, hey, good job. And you respect that. And they came in here with a force of will and a good plan, and they executed. And so round 1 went to Hawk, and round 2 went to Hauk. So round 3, let's see. But, yeah, we're on the rubber match now.